I have lost too. I mean, I know what it is to lose. I lost the primary in '78 to Bob Samuelson. I was leading in a team of 12 with 2 weeks to go, and then, you know, $250,000 came. There's no way you can compete against that for all the sweat and labor that we did. And in '82, I was the first candidate ever to run for lieutenant governor. That is in the party. Remember that? And it was at Donnybrook. It was great fun. And I lost by a couple of votes at the convention on that one. But when we decided to do the gaming thing, guess what? I knew every editor in the state. I knew all the media people. And so I was able to be the voice for the Deadwood Gaming, because I took all that political experience I had from losing and was able to turn it into a plus. So for those of you who have lost, again, it's, you know, don't look at it that way. Continue to work. So I know what can happen, and I know that we have to put together a finance team. We have to raise money for the Democratic Party starting Monday. I'm excited because of the fact that it's going to be a presidential year, or 2 years from now. I think we're going to get a lot of enthusiasm. Hopefully we'll get some money from the National Party into the state of South Dakota. You know, we want to put together a group of people that can do events around the state. I talked to the Watertown group yesterday. I said, why don't you do a Democratic hunt? Raise money. Let's have a Democratic hunt up in Watertown next year. Find 2 or 3 good Democratic farmers and invite people up there for a day of hunting and make it competitive and raise some money for you as a county and then raise some money for the state. You know, things like that. Your wonderful St. Patrick's Day celebration here in Sioux Falls. That should be really a wonderful opportunity to raise money for Irish Democrats and the Democratic Party here in the state. I was talking to Bob Burns yesterday. I said, Bob, on election day, what we ought to do, and I'm going to, if elected, talk to Tad Perry and the Board of Regents, because I think on election day, the students ought to be free to participate in democracy and participate in politics. Be poll watchers, take people to the polls, be able to vote. My daughter, who has been so involved in Democratic politics in Des Moines, was a senior at Drake. She had 2 tests that day. You know how frustrated she was, the fact that she couldn't be out working for the party. So that's one thing that I think that we can do. The other thing I have been suggesting to county chairs is that we have somebody go to the auditor's office every month and see who are the newly registered Democrats and send them a note. Say, welcome to the Democratic Party. And give them an agenda of what's going on in the county for the next week or 2 weeks. And not only those people, but all the independents. And as we see a lot of independents growing in the state of South Dakota. Basically people who don't want to be Republicans but are still afraid of being Democrats. And so we ought to send them a note and send them an agenda of what's happening in the Democratic Party in Pennington County as a way to reach out to those people so that they vote for us down the line. Those are just some original ideas. You know, we had a party fundraiser in California, Pat O'Brien's house, a month ago that I went to. We didn't raise a lot of money, but it gave me the idea that that's really possible. You know, so many people that I knew in LA were off someplace else for that night. But given 2 or 3 months lead time, I think we could have got a significant amount of people to that event and made it a big fundraising event. I think that's true also in Denver. I have a branch, my 2 travel agencies in Denver, amazing the people from South Dakota and Denver. And wouldn't it be great to have a fundraiser event in Denver with all the South Dakotans? Because they know that putting bucks here in South Dakota make a heck of a lot more sense than putting bucks into the politics in Colorado. And it's true of Minneapolis, true of Chicago, New York City, D.C. We ought to be doing fundraisers nationally with the South Dakota Democratic alumni. And I mean, there's a whole host of things that I think we could do when we put together the financial team to really take a solid look so that when you guys all run next time, that everybody has money. Not just a selected few, but everybody has money. If you put your name on the ballot, you're going to get some money from the Democratic Party. And especially, we need a slush fund right away, so who's ever going to run for governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general, and all those constitutional offices, that they have money to run on. And we need to start today to look at people who may be interested in those positions 4 years from now. We need to start getting names and ideas and reach out to those people and encourage them to look at that for 4 years from now. So the last thing is my vision. My vision is yes to, I think, our common ground. I think Jack was right on education and health care. So many of the things that is our common ground. The thing that I will add to the mix, as a businessman and as someone who has been heavily involved in tourism for the last 26 years, I've promoted tourism all across this nation. I've been to over 50 conventions. I've been across the seas 3 times promoting tourism in South Dakota, whether it be agritourism, as Jim's group was just talking about. That's the way we're going to grow the economy. And there are so many things, new things that we can do in tourism. I mean, and that quite literally has been a flop under the present administration. Despite what the facts they throw out to you, I can name half a dozen main attractions in the Black Hills that since this administration came to power have gone this way. So I don't know. I mean, we go to the tourism conference every year, and the governor gives us, we just increased the tourism $23 million. Everybody's looking at each other thinking, oh my God, am I that far behind? And everybody's thinking that because they know that tourism is flat or has been on the decline. The other thing that we have to grab, really, and Jack and Eric grabbed this, may have been a little bit too little too late, but the alternative energy thing is big. I mean, it's big. And that's where we ought to be, talking constantly about tourism and alternative energies, because that helps all the rural communities in the state, and that helps our farmers, and that really makes an alliance between the farmers and the tourist industry.
It wasn't too little too late, because his first day when he announced it, he talked about alternative energy.
Right.
He ran this level.
Well,
the people aren't doing
right.
it. He brought it up in the first day.
And that's true. I don't think that we really began to hear the message to the end of the whole run. But those are some of my ideas, and I'll give it all I got. If the county chairs elect me as head of the Democratic Party and state chair, I'll give it all I got. I'll put together a great team, and you're going to be one of them. Unless Jack's elected, and then you go with him, okay? You are tremendous. You're just one of the bright stars of the Democratic Party, and there are a number of other people out there across the state that we really want to keep you actively involved. So thank you very much for listening. God bless you, and cherish the moment. Cherish the moment. It's been a great week for all of us. Thank you.